As I've tuned into various podcasts or read the comment section below certain videos, it seems I hear and read a constant clamoring for more two tight end sets. When I hear that comment or read that comment, I think most people, generally speaking, and forgive me for saying this, I think it's mostly a parroted comment. In any case, I figured I'd go back and watch how it was that Monken used his two talented tight ends at Georgia in 2022. This video will not, by a long shot, encompass all of the two tight end applications and formation, but hopefully it will give us a picture of how Monken used his tight ends in Georgia's scheme, and perhaps an inkling how the Ravens tight ends might be used in tandem moving forward. The two tight ends at Georgia that we'll be watching are number 0, Darnell Washington, number 19, Brock Bowers. Even though they are tight ends positionally, I consider this a tray set, an 11 personnel variation. Something that stands out, if you want to translate this to the Ravens, is that these two tight ends are on the field together almost all the time, at least 3/4 of the time as I've watched it. Both tight ends are expected to be a big part of the run game. Our wing here is going to block down, gets a lot of movement. Bowers is going to get on, I think this is a linebacker. He does a great job on his block. I've only watched 3 Georgia football games, but this formation pops up a good little bit. Monkens having the two of them in these tight splits inside really lends an element of disguise. Georgia's going to run pin, pull, crack, toss to the field with their big tight end cracking down. Again, I'm counting this as 11 personnel with number 0 as the tight end, even though Brock Bowers is a tight end. To me, he's a receiver. They like these tight bunches. They like this tray set. Remember, they just ran crack toss. They're going to run a toss look outside with number 0 leading the way. And notice how he uses this tight end, has the look of him cracking down. He's going to leak out with the quarterback booting, and they're going to hit him. Here's that same set and tight bunch grouping. This time he's got Bowers as the wing. That should tell you something. Monken likes to have one of his tight ends block down and then slide out, make himself available to the quarterback. This is another quarterback keeper off of play action. Notice this reverse motion by Bowers to the flat. Good play fake by the quarterback. Great catch. That's McConkey. Obviously, the Ravens player personnel and strengths and talents are different at the tight end position than this Georgia team. But let me know in the comments section how you envision, if you envision, and who you envision in some of these roles that we're showing. Obviously, the Ravens have 3 tight ends, and they have Pat Ricard. Pre-snap, they shift 19. They use him to block this edge in this 5-man front. Once again, they're going to use the big man to block down. They're going to run GT counter. Again, he's got these 2 guys on the field at the same time, almost all the time, and he asks of them a whole lot. In the 3 Georgia games I've watched, he does find a way to get both tight ends involved in the pass game. Bowers is such a good overall tight end. He's obviously a more talented pass catcher. Nonetheless, he does feature both of them in the pass game. Bowers in the slot, Washington in line with the back going to the flat. Washington just running a little hitch. This concept targets this linebacker. If he runs to the flat, they're going to hit this hitch. That's exactly what happens. Our 2 tight ends in a double wing formation. This is a 7-man protection with both of them staying in. I really like what Monken does here. Notice how the line shifts left. He motions Bowers outside of Washington. Deep drop by the quarterback leaves both the tight ends in to pass protect. Basically 2 receivers out on this, plus the back. I remember hearing Monken comment that he used tight ends so much in this offense because he felt they were his best players. The fact that they're on the field all the time or virtually all the time makes all the difference in the world. We've got Washington in line, 19 at the wing. Pre-snap, they've shifted Bowers. He's going to go flat after the ball snapped and run an arrow to the side. Once again, it's a play action keeper, boot by the quarterback. Once again, we see the inline tight end block down and then get flat along the line, making himself available to the quarterback. It'll be interesting to see how Monken orchestrates the Ravens tight end room. If he implements 2 tight end sets regularly, I can even see him running 22 personnel with one of these guys in the backfield along with Henry. Don't forget Pat Ricard's part of this. If you have any interest in watching another video on this topic from the standpoint of what the Ravens did last year, just let me know. I will do my best. Here the Bulldogs run counter with their guard, pulling, kicking out, and Bowers the lead through guy.